What do you mean, what am I doing? And welcome to the Tiara Thomas Show. I'm Dr. Thomas. Tiara Thomas reporting for. Tiara Thomas reporting for. Tiara Thomas reporting for. Tiara Thomas reporting for. Tiara reporting for.
TNT Creations.
I'm here with Marcus Anthony Hunter, who's a sociology professor here at UCLA, specific to the African American Studies Department. So I see that you came from Yale University to join the Bruin family, and you have many teaching accolades. So how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah, that was good.
So can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I am a black guy. So I'm from the East Coast, Philadelphia for the most part, and I generally study black people who live in cities. So much of what I grew up in is what I'm really curious about. So I guess in many ways I kind of study my people. Yeah.
I understand. And what inspired you to teach, specifically to be a professor?
That's a good question. I mean, on one hand, so my grandmother was a school teacher for 20 plus years. So perhaps part of it is from that, and she helped raise me. So I went to school with her as my teacher for a part of my youth. I think the other thing about it is pure accident, you know, where if you go to school for a long time, it seems like you either become a part of school or you go off and do something non-school related. So I guess I'm on the former. I'm just a part of the school now. But I didn't really have any models of it. Like I didn't grow up around black people who were professors. I didn't see my first black professor until I was in college. So and some of it is just kind of like figuring your way out and then following one step to the next step, you know, and then that all led, I guess, into this location now.
Yeah. Well, the field of education is really important. So as we can all agree, knowledge is power. So can you please explain in your own words why you think education is so important, specifically to black communities as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing for me is that your education is something that people can't take away. So unlike many other things, whether it's jewelry or a house or a car or a job title, these are things that people can take away from you. But if you go to school and you finish it, even if you go for a little while, whatever you get out of that cannot be taken away from you. You know, you can't take my education out of my brain. You know, you can't, even if I'm, you know, mired in student loan debt, once I get my degree, you can't take it back, right? If you default on your school loans, they don't then go and say, please turn in your degree, you know, and take it off of your resume. You can never say that you went to college ever in life. It's one of the commodities that once you actually get it, it's very hard for people to take it back. And so for me, of all of the things, especially thinking about black people as marginalized, oppressed, and dispossessed, one of the things that people have not been able to take away from black people is education, you know.
I agree with that 100%. As you can see, although we dread school, education is important. We need it. Can you please, like, for future Bruins who are watching this or anybody who's interested in coming to UCLA that might need to settle some GE requirements, can you describe your course and what do you want students to walk away with?
Yeah, so the course that I'm teaching right now is called the Social Organization of Black Communities. And I mean, one of the major things is that people take away the idea that there is a social organization. You know, people often think about black communities as very disorganized. And so if you walk out, one, understanding that there's a method to the madness, so to speak, I think that's important. I also think that people shouldn't think about a black class or things about black people as small or specific, but instead much more expansive. So in a class, in order to understand black people, you have to understand American history. You know, you have to understand globalization, you have to understand labor history and such. So really for people to understand blackness as being way more inclusive and expansive than they might have otherwise thought before they took it.
Yes, definitely. Your course literally is like my favorite class at UCLA so far. I love it so much. So can you tell me, out of all your years in the field of education, both as a student and an educator, what is your favorite thing that you've learned?
Yeah, my favorite thing, and the thing that I think most on and I take with me, I was a high school teacher before I went to graduate school, is that there are multiple ways of being intelligent. So a lot of times when you're a teacher, in my own educational experience, a lecture is a person who's a professor coming into the room and sort of like talking at you for 40 to 90 minutes or something. And what I learned in being a teacher and a student is that a lot of people don't learn that way. And especially if they are minorities, they particularly don't learn in that kind of format. More importantly, human beings learn better from their peers than they do from authority figures. So just because I'm a professor and I say something doesn't mean that somebody's actually going to get it. And so for me, it's really important to really think about what are multiple ways of getting the same information. How many ways can I teach this so that most people can leave having a deeper appreciation or understanding of it?
So I just want you to know that you as an individual in your course has had such a huge impact on me, and I'm pretty sure a number of other students as well. And you definitely have a unique approach to teaching where we can really engage in the material and find like a genuine interest in what we're learning. And I'm honored to have had you as a professor, and thank you for being you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah.
So this has been Tiara Thomas and Professor Hunter. Thank you for watching TNT Creations.